Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Renee on Any Given Day. I'm so excited about what I am bringing you all today. I'm so excited for a whole lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is because I know it's a whole lot of you out there who wants to be an author. I know it's a whole lot of you out there who are pregnant with a book inside of you. I know it's a lot of you out there who are about to abort your book. And I don't want you to abort your book. I want to induce your labor and get your book out in the open so that you can give birth to that book that you should have have written and should have been published. So guess what I'm going to do? I am going to give you a step-by-step guide of how to write a book. And I'm just going to go over some quick things that you can do about how to write a book. I think it's about 10 steps on how to write a book, okay? So we're going to get started. All right, so get your paper and your ink pen and your pencil out so that you can learn just a step-by-step guide of how to write a book. Okay? Because I know it's a lot of guides out there, a lot of people are out there telling you how to write a book, but I'm going to tell you how to write a book. Okay? You're going to get something from this today because I want you, once again, to give birth to that book. And if I got to induce your labor, then call me your physician. In fact, call me your book physician, because we're going to get that book out and open and running and into the hands of so many of your readers. Okay, so let's get started. All right, get your paper, your pad, and your pencil, and so that you can take a few notes, and we're just going to get started. Okay, the first thing you need to do, y'all want me to wait a minute? Okay, go ahead, I'll wait. Get your paper, your pencil, your ink pen, your paper. I don't care what you get. I'm waiting. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to count down to 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go and let's get ready to learn how to write your book. Okay, the first thing I need you to do is to commit to the project. Okay? Make up in your mind you are going to get your book out there and commit to the project. That's the first thing I need you to do. The second thing I need you to do is find a place in your place. Find a space in your place, wherever you may be, whether you're in your house, a hotel, at the office, wherever you are, you find a place and you park it there. That is going to be the space and the place where you write your book, okay? That's going to be the space where you go to every day and write your book. Now, the third thing is after you commit, you find your place and your space, then you figure out what times you're going to write your book every day. I would like to see you go write your book Monday through Friday, at that certain time in that certain space and place, okay? I would like to see you do that. But if you want to do it 3 days a week, do that. And then keep the weekends for yourself to reward yourself for having done such a good job and stay committed to write your book, okay? All right, so you got your place, you got your pen, you got your pencil and your paper, you committed, right? You committed, all right? And now you got your space in your place, and now you have figured out what time every day you're going to sit your little behind down and you're going to write your book, okay? All right, so I wrote this little piece for you. So you want to write a book? Well, then let's get started. I wrote that down. I thought I'd go ahead and say it. But anyway, the first thing we're going to start on is your title. All right, I love myself a title. Titles are so important. I always say titles are the meat and the story is the potatoes. Honey, A title is everything in your book, everything to your story. The title is what captures people's attention. The title is so important. You cannot, I don't know how anybody can do it anyway. I can't even start a book, a story, nothing without a title. And so what I want you to do is write 50 titles down for your book. Write 50 titles down. Just write them down, line on a piece of paper. All right? So you write those 50 titles. And if those 50 titles, you don't like those, keep writing until you've captured a title that fits. Okay? Titles are extremely important in a book. They're what captures, once again, they capture people's attention. People pick up books because of the title. All right, so I want you to make sure that you take time with your title, because once again, the title is extremely important. All right, so write your title down 50 times. If those 50 titles that you've written down, if those don't work, go 50 more times. If those don't work, go 50 more times. Something keep fooling with my face. Go 50 more times, okay, until that title fits like a glove. Because remember, if it don't fit, then we must have quit. I ain't fooling with y'all. But anyway, you just make sure you write that title down and keep writing them down until a title fits, okay? Titles are very important. I want to repeat that. All right? So we got the title. Okay, so we talked about the title, so let's get started on the acknowledgments. A lot of authors like to do acknowledgments. I love to do acknowledgments too. Acknowledgments recognize the people that you love. Acknowledgments recognize the people that you respect. Acknowledgments recognize the people that have helped make your book possible. So I love acknowledgments. I think it reminds me of being on stage at the, at the award ceremonies, like, I don't know, the Oscars or the Soul Train Awards, or, it reminds me of that, where you get up there and you know how the people always say, I want to thank my mother, the actors and actresses, and they always say, I want to thank my mother, I want to thank my father, all of that. So the acknowledgments are so, so important. So if you're like me and you like to give shout outs to people that matter to you, then you definitely want to include acknowledgments in your book. And acknowledgments is just a sweet way of letting people know that you appreciate them. Like, if you might want to say something like, I want to thank my mother, my beautiful mother, who is always there for me no matter what. Something like that, ... You know what I mean? So acknowledgments, once again, are a favorite part of my book. Okay, and then once you open the book, your book is already open. Okay, so we got the acknowledgments, and then we got the preface. The preface, I think, comes before the acknowledgments, or vice versa. But I don't think it's in a particular place. But as I think about it, I should have pulled one of my books. But let's talk about the preface, and then we can work on where the preface should go. But the preface is a quick synopsis of what your book is all about, okay? It's just a really quick little statement about what your book is about, okay? So if you want to write a preface, you can. If you don't, you don't have to, okay? So much has changed in the writing world, and I just think it all is so wonderful. All right, so that's your preface. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Well, the potatoes, because remember, the title is the meat and the story is the potatoes. So let's talk about your story. And I'm sorry for moving the camera so much. The story must start off like, let's think about like a race, like you're at the horse races, and you know how the horses bust out the gate. That's how your story needs to start. You need to bust out the gate with your story. You need to make the people stand up as they see their horse come out the gate, and they want to call Trigger Love, whatever the horse name is, but that in this case, whatever your book's name is. And so make that horse pop out that gate, honey, and have that story, that first paragraph to capture. It's like going fishing. like going fishing, to have that story. You take your line and you throw that line out into the water, honey, and you try to catch all the fish you can catch. That's how your story needs to capture your readers, okay? So your story, let's say, for example, if it is a story about your life and you had trauma, you suffered trauma, as a child, okay? But you're a survivor. So that's the whole point of your book. You want to talk about being a survivor after suffering trauma as a child. So you're going to start, though, unfortunately, at that bad place that, you might start off like, I was hiding under the bed. All I could see was his footsteps, and I could hear his footsteps, plopper, plopper, plop, and make it like plop, 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 and his footsteps, and I became more and more nervous. I began to shake. My bones even was shaking. You're just gonna come out with, you're just gonna hit them with a powerful part of the story, and the most powerful part of the story is the worst part, okay, or the best part, okay? And the best part in your story from a trauma story is going to be where you're going to say that you came out of it. Yes, I suffered this trauma, but I was a better person after it. I did this, and I'm a survivor. So you're gonna capture them in. You're gonna go fishing. Okay, no, start all over. You're gonna pop out the gate like a racing horse. So you're going to give them the worst or the best part of the story. Then you're going to go fishing because you got to tell that story so well that you capture that reader. Okay, you want to capture that reader and capture their attention in order to pull them into your book. All right, when you pull them into your book, baby, you're going to have them sitting there for hours to a place where they don't want to put that book down. And that's how you capture your reader. And then you popping out the gate, you're going fishing, and then you're gonna kind of smooth it out. It's gonna be some sad moments, some happy moments, and we're gonna talk about all of that in another video. But this video is telling you how to get started on your first book and how to get that book out there and how to birth that book and all of that good stuff, okay? So, but your storyline has to start out with a bang. It has to start out coming out the gate. You got to give that reader something that makes them stay. You don't want to run them away. You want them to stay. You want them to keep holding that book in their hands and not even wanting to put it down. And that's what your story have got to do, all right? So that's your storyline, okay? So you're going to start the middle, the first part coming out the gate. The middle is giving them the meat and potatoes of your story, all right? And then the ending is you're going to smooth out and then hit that finish line. When the race is over, you've won. You're going to win. That's what you want to be. You want to be the winner. You want to be the one that went through that finish line and finished that book and got that book in the hands of thousands and hopefully millions of readers, okay? So that's your storyline, all right? And then after the storyline, you're gonna put at the back of the book, so the book cover, all right? So the back of the book, you got the very back of the book, then you got the inside back of the book. The inside back of the book is where you're gonna have your biography. All right, you're gonna talk about, it's gonna be a small little picture there of you, a nice picture, and then you're gonna tell your story. You're gonna say, what your name is. The biography is gonna say. Then it's gonna say maybe where you live, where you are now. You might mention that you got 5 children. You might mention that you're also a grandmother. You're going to talk about some of the things you like, pretty much anything you want to say in a good paragraph form, okay? So that's the back of your book, all right? That's the biography. Then you're going to summarize your book. The summary is on the very back, okay, of the cover. And you're going to summarize the books. It's almost like the preface, but it's a little more in depth than the preface, okay? I don't know, writing is so beautiful now, and you're able to do a lot more things than you would be able to do if you were under the guidance of a publishing house. You know, now people are doing a lot of self-publishing. People are, they're not waiting on someone to tell them that their book is good. And we're going to talk about that in another video as well. But the summary, we just finished talking about the biography and the summary. So let's just recap real quick what you're going to do and how you're going to do and, you know, write your book. Okay, let's just recap real quick. All right, so you're going to commit. Okay, you're going to commit to the project. You're going to find a place and space. Okay, and then after you find a place and space, you're going to make sure you have what did I say? You're going to find a place, a space, and then you're going to set your time. How often am I going to write? You know, if it's every day a week, let it be every day during the week, and then reward yourself on the weekend. You know, so you could do it like that. So then you're going to work on your title. Remember, you're going to write about 50 titles. If you're one of those people that's not like me, I love titles. So, and I usually get my title right at the front. I never write a book. I never start on a book without my title being the first. But if you're one of those people, you might struggle with the title. Write down titles, at least 50. If you don't find anything that strikes your fancy in that first 50, write another 50 until you get that title, okay? Because once again, the title is the meat and the story is the potatoes. So you want to make sure you get a good title that's going to capture that reader and make that reader pick your book up or want to click on your book, okay? So that's the title. Then you're going to do your acknowledgments, okay? The people that you love, the people that you respect. If you want to write an acknowledgement in your book, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's wonderful. I do it all the time. I've done it with both my books. I just think it's important to write acknowledgments. Then you're going to write a preface if you want to. You don't have to, but the preface is once again a quick synopsis of what your book is all about, okay? Then you're going to start on that story, baby. That story that is inside of you. You're going to birth that story, honey. You're going to bring that story to life, okay? And you're going to bring it to life, and I am inducing your labor, baby, because you need to get that book out, okay? Get that book out, all right? Hold on, y'all. So you get that book out. So then after the, after the story and getting that book out and bringing that book to life, you're going to go with the biography, okay? The biography is your name, your information, where you live, maybe talking about your children, your grandchildren, that type of thing, okay? Then the summary, and the summary is once again, it's a good paragraph about your book, what the book is all about. It's a little more detailed than the preface, okay? So your summary, and then, baby, you're going to type at the end, the end. Now, tune in. It's going to be some information down in the comments. After the comments, you're going to see some information down in my bio or whatever. And so check out some of the information, hit some of the links if you're interested. But make sure that understand this, there are a lot of people out here who want to write a book. There are a lot of people out here who have a book, are pregnant with books inside of them. If you're one of those people, make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you share this with somebody else, because just like if you got something from it, then somebody else will get something from it. And as always, and you know I would like for you to do this, but I ain't gonna beg you, but it would be so nice if you subscribe, okay? So I'm tuning on out. I hope you all got so much out of that. Have an amazing day.